Hey everybody, it's Casey here, it's here on Flying Tackle. Today I'm going to show you how to tie an ASB Chromie. Alright, so for this ASB Chromie, I've got a Daiichi 1760 in a size 14 fixed into the jaws of the vise, and to that I've added a 3/32 white brass bead. For tying thread, I'm going to use UTC 70 denier in black. And we'll just tie in right behind our bead. Build up a little bit at the front for a taper. And then I'm going to take some UTC Ultra Wire, size small, in the color red. And I'll just tie this along the entire length of the hook shank. Now some people will tie it in along the side of the shank. I always do it on the top. It doesn't really matter. It's going to add a little bit of bulk, but it doesn't matter where it ends up. So whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to work the thread back towards the hook shank, trying to make even wraps butted up against each other so that I'm not adding unnecessary bulk to the pattern. Once I get to the butt, I'm going to take a strand of the ChroniCuts in ASB anti-static bag in a 0.75 millimeter, and I'm going to just tie that in with my last couple of thread wraps. And then I'm just going to bring that thread forward, again trying to create nice uniform wraps. And building that taper towards the bead. We don't want this to be too fat. Chironomids are generally on the more slender side, but they definitely have a pronounced taper to their body. Now I'm going to take that anti-static bag and I'm just going to wrap that forward over top of the black thread with the wraps butting up side to side. We don't want them overlapping if at all possible, and we want to avoid any gaps in between as well. So I just apply a little bit of tension as I'm wrapping that forward. And we'll just tie that off right behind the bead. And we'll trim that flush and save that little piece. You'll be able to get another fly out of that. Now, just to save for frustration, you could throw a half hitch in here or a quick whip finish, and that'll just prevent everything from unraveling on you, which really sucks when that happens. Can't just grab the end of that ASB and rewrap it because you trimmed it short and you're stuck basically starting from scratch on the fly. So now I'm going to take that red wire rib and I'm going to start wrapping that forward over top of the ASB. And just like with the ASB strip, I'm going to tie it off right behind the bead. Helicopter that off. I'm going to add a wrap or two just to bulk up that thorax just a little tiny bit, and then we're going to finish off with our whip finish tool. You don't need to go crazy with the whips. Oh, just got caught on the tag of the wire a little bit there. Trim that thread as flush as possible. And now I'm going to coat the body for durability. In this instance, I'm just going to use some crazy glue. You can use Raid Zap or your favorite UV Cure as well too. I'll just apply a thin coat over the entire fly. And we got a little bit of excess there, so I'm just going to take a bodkin and move that around and just remove any of the excess. And once that dries, I'll typically put this on a cork or something, or a little small piece of cardboard and set it off to the side. I don't want to handle the fly at this point. Just if I get my fingers into that glue, it can make it go cloudy. You're also going to glue that fly to your fingers, and I don't know if you've ever crazy glued something to yourself, it kind of sucks. So I'll leave that off to the side, let it dry while I'm working on my next fly, and then add them into my box. This is a fly that you can tie in a number of different variations. Like the ASB and red with the red rib is a very, very popular combination. Another one that I really like to have is a black rib. Very simple fly, very effective. You can do this with the white bead. You can use a variety of other beads as well too, whether it's a gunmetal bead, all black, the metallic brown ones, all of those with antron gills as well, just to add a little bit of variation in the box. I like the white beads if there's an algae hatch, just because algae doesn't get caught, or algae can get caught up in the gills if you're using like antron or something like that. Doesn't happen with this. And if you get a little bit, more tea stain sort of water, that white bead can stand out a little bit better. So super effective fly, really, really simple to tie, and just very, very successful pattern, worthwhile having in the box. So hope you guys like this one. Hope you find this one useful. Getting all geared up, ready for some Stillwater fishing. Throw a couple of these in the box, and you should have some success out there on the water. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And as always, check us out online, www.c-run.com. Thanks for watching, everybody.